Three things are going to happen to you in this video. First, you're going to improve your English language listening skills by listening to a real-life British couple. Then, you're going to learn all the words and expressions that were used in that conversation. And finally, you're going to improve your English speaking skills by taking part in that conversation yourself. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this.
What on earth are you looking for?
My iPad cable's knackered. It just won't charge. I'm sure I bunged a spare one in this drawer somewhere.
If you put things away properly in the first place, they would be a piece of cake to find.
Cheers, that's really helpful.
Were you sure you had a proper look, or was it your usual man look?
Of course, I've searched high and low for it. I've rummaged through the whole drawer. I even found this old biro that I'd misplaced.
Why don't you take things out and have a proper sort through?
Look, see, none of these fit. It's hopeless. The thing's just vanished. I'm going to have to nip out and buy a new one.
Don't be silly. That's money down the drain. For goodness sake, move over. Let me have a root through.
Be my guest. But I'm telling you, it's not in there. I've looked 3 times.
Right, let's see. Small CDs, an old set of keys for a house we haven't lived in for years. Ah, so that's where the screwdriver went.
See, I told you, it's just a load of old junk.
Try to be patient. What's this tucked right at the back? Funny, this looks an awful lot like a spare iPad cable to me.
Well, I'll be blowed.
That's your problem. You look, but you don't see.
Right, well, cheers for that. I was about to lose my rag.
Now I think I deserve a brew for that, don't you?
Let me charge up my iPad first. The battery's flat as a pancake. Okay, let's go through that conversation in detail, explaining what was said and why we used those particular words and phrases. This'll really add to your English vocabulary. First, I said my iPad cable was knackered. My iPad cable's knackered. It just won't charge. Notice that the K at the start is completely silent. Knackered. Knackered is a common way of saying that something is broken or completely worn out.
This mirror is knackered.
You can also use it to mean that you are very, very tired. For example, I can't go to the gym tonight. I'm absolutely knackered. Then I said, I'm sure I bunged it in this drawer. And to bung something somewhere is an informal way of saying that you threw it there casually, without much care or thought. Like this.
The child bunged the cup in the bin.
When Kerry gave me some unhelpful advice, I replied, Cheers, that's really helpful. Now normally, cheers means thank you, but my sarcastic tone here meant the complete opposite. It's a very British way of saying, that's not helpful at all. You should have got here sooner. You've missed the bus.
Cheers, that's really helpful.
I insisted that I'd searched high and low for it, and this is a common English idiom which means you have looked for something absolutely everywhere. You've searched high and low for it. Amongst all of the old junk in the drawer, I found a biro, which is a common word in the UK for a ballpoint pen. I was ready to give up and said, I'm going to have to nip out and buy a new one. I'm going to have to nip out and buy a new one. To nip out is a lovely informal phrase. It means to go somewhere for a very short time, usually somewhere close by. For example,
I'm just nipping out to the shop for some milk.
Kerry said buying a new one was money down the drain. And this is another great idiom. It means a complete waste of money. If you spend money on something useless, you're throwing money down the drain. She then said,
For goodness sake, move over. Let me have a root through.
To root through something means to search for something by moving things around in a messy way. And of course she found it. My reaction was, well, I'll be blowed. Well, I'll be blowed. It's a wonderfully British expression that shows you're very surprised.
I'm going to wash the dishes.
Well, I'll be blowed. I then said, right, well, cheers for that. I was about to lose my rag. I was about to lose my rag. And this means to suddenly become very angry or lose your temper. My patience was running out. After she'd found the cable, Kerry said she deserved a brew. And a brew is a common friendly word for a cup of tea. Put the kettle on, let's have a brew. Finally, I said my iPad was flat as a pancake. This is what we use to describe something that's completely flat. It's often used for a battery that has no charge left in it at all. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's do that conversation again. But this time, you're going to take Kerry's part. Your words will appear on the screen as you need them. And for the best results, remember to speak out loud. My iPad cable's knackered. It just won't charge. I'm sure I bunged a spare one in this drawer somewhere. Cheers, that's really helpful. Of course, I've searched high and low for it. I've rummaged through the whole drawer. I even found this old biro that I'd misplaced. Look, see, none of these fit. It's hopeless. The thing's just vanished. I'm going to have to nip out and buy a new one. Be my guest? But I'm telling you, it's not in there. I've looked 3 times. See, I told you, it's just a load of old junk. Well, I'll be blowed. Right, well, cheers for that. I was about to lose my rag. Let me charge up my iPad first. The battery's flat as a pancake. Now you don't have to search high and low for another great English lesson. There's one right here. I'll see you next time.